Hello everyone and welcome to the first episode of my new Saturday series, though it's kind of a continuation of my older series where I was occasionally using the Dungeons & Dragons Monster Maker to make various monsters. Now that I'm no longer going to be doing the Kingdom series, I figured I could do some stuff with tabletop role-playing things, because that's always where some of my passion for this channel has lied. It's not just video games, it's my experiences with, the nerdiest of hobbies. That's not true, there's far nerdier. However, this is definitely something that I do devote a fair amount of time to. And this episode, I'd like to show how I'm going to be converting a Drider over to a foe that I've been wanting to introduce in a campaign that I've been running for a little while. This is my idea for what a crab Drider would be. So take a look at these stats. These are pretty normal. I'm pretty sure they're identical to what you find in the monster manual. If they're not, that's because I'm bad at making things sometimes. And I'm not always perfect at, copying something. But this is more or less what you'd be looking at if you looked up Drider, and I imagine it would have to be the Monster Manual. I don't think it's in one of the sub-books, but who knows? I can't always keep them straight. Anyway, I've been running a game that has this oceanic area, and in that area I've joked that I just replace all the drow with sea elves, because, you can basically use the same stat block and just do some minor tweaks. But a Drider is very much spider-based, and while there are aquatic spiders, they're not that common. There are, however, a lot of crabs, which is where I want to kind of fix this. So first off, innate spellcasting. You could easily keep this for the crab Drider, but I'm not going to, because if I did give it spells, I would give it different ones. I don't think that they all need to be able to innately cast spells. So, first to go. Spider climb. It's pretty spider-based, don't really need that. Second to go. Web walker. There's not going to be a whole lot of webs in the water by a crab. Also going to go. And then you can just move up some abilities that I prepared ahead of time, just because I felt like these are a little bit more like what I'm imagining. One thing that I did is I made this ability, and I chose this ability because they don't actually impact how strong it is in combat. Neither Spider Climb nor Web Walker really had any sort of role in strengthening them. It's just, helping with mobility. Siege Monster doesn't help with mobility. It just kind of matches what I imagined for the monster a whole lot more. So those will be the first changes. Second off, you can keep a climb speed. You can reduce a climb speed. I'm going to probably leave it at climb 10. I know that there are crabs that can climb very well. And swim 20 because that's vital to making them even possibly dangerous in the world that they are coming from. And that's already a pretty good change. Language undercommon, not really a thing. I'm going to take that. I'm going to replace it with the language of water elementals. I'm going to say that's pronounced Aquayan. It's probably not. In fact, that might be a horrible pronunciation. I don't know. I pronounce it that way. And you're already looking at a smaller stat block without the spells, but a bit more condensed. I think it's still about CR6. But just in case you're like, well, now that you don't have the spells, it's not really quite so powerful. I'm going to take the bite and I'm going to change it to something better. And also going to rant about the fact that it's kind of creepy that the Drider has a bite attack at all, because when you think about it, Drider are depicted as just, female drow with spider torsos, which means she's just chomping at your players, which, I don't know, maybe you're into that. I find it a little bit weird. This should always have said poison, but cold is the type of damage that I'm changing it to, so apparently I forgot to change that, because I actually made the stat block and saved it before making this video, just to have something to look at. But yeah, so that'll up the basic damage a little bit and add some cold. You can keep poison on the longbow, keep the longsword, but I'm probably going to say that you can maybe change the multi-attack, because ideally it would have 2 quad hands. So you can just say 2 claw attacks. If you want to make this look a little more professional, which I probably will on the actual one if I ever wanted to show this off online, I would go by and replace the Drider with the crab Drider, just to make it give it a bit more of consistency But, for this video, I'm pretty sure that you all know what I'm talking about. And, as I check over to make sure that I add everything, I'm going to explain why I'm calling it the Crab Drider. And that is because I realized, going by the Drider naming conventions, it's a drow, dr, spider, eider. If you did that with crab, you would get the word drab, and that sounds like a terrible monster name, and I'm pretty sure my players would make fun of it. And they're fine players, they're mighty fine players, but I'm not going to give them the opportunity to mock me for such a stupid name. Anyway, with all that said and done, I believe that more or less finishes up here. You can always tweak it any way you want. I might give it a more brutal weapon like an axe in actual combat because I think that fits it a little bit better, but a longsword works fine. Things can carry different weapons. That's the easiest way to add a little bit of variety in your combat, by giving them some different tools that they might use. There's magic items you can use. The tentacle rod that the drow naturally have will be very useful at some point. Any of my players who are listening, be prepared for that. Maybe you'll get to use them someday after they're used on you. Either way, here is my beautiful art. You've already seen it on the thumbnail, but I thought that I might as well use it here just in case anyone doesn't see it there by any stretch of the imagination. I don't entirely know how you guys find my videos, but I do want to thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, go down in the description, you'll find my Discord, and if you really enjoyed and want to support this channel, be sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell. Those both go a great distance toward letting me know to keep making these, and that I have, an interested audience. And with that said, I'll see you next time.